Good morning, everybody. Oops, how's everybody doing? Let me just turn that down real quick. Okay, it's done. All right, everybody. So I thought today we would answer some would you rather questions because those are fun. I am just waiting for my chat to pop up so I can see who's here. I see three of y'all so far. Yeah, okay. So, oh, hey, good morning, Bama. Good morning, Danielle. Good morning, Malta. Happy to see you guys today. All right. So, you guys know I will be going live at 1 p.m. today, Central Time, for Talk to Me Tuesday. So, don't forget that. Good morning, Rusty. Good morning. Hey, it's Prima. Good morning, Alyssa. Good morning, Cindy from Louisiana. Good morning, Judy. Good morning, No More Evil. Good morning, Lou. That's who. Yay. Jamie B says, good morning, beautiful people. Happy Tuesday, Tammy. Haney Star is new. Welcome. Says, you're amazing, Angie, and your vids help me a lot. Hugs. Hugs right back. Good morning, Sue. She says, got your purple. Oh, yes. Yes, yes. Purple on June 1st, everybody, for Sue says, hello, Angie, got your purple ready for the June 1st fashion show? Yeah, baby. Yeah. Of course. Of course. I'll be in purple. June 1st is National Narcissistic Abuse Awareness Day. I'll be participating in a live stream with Bree Bonche and a few other people. And I'll also, of course, be here with you guys as usual. Yes, indeed. Bama hopes everyone has a good week. Me too, girl. Good morning, leche, por favor. And Anam Rajput says, finally, welcome. Gully says, hey, Gully, welcome. I bumped into my ex narcissist yesterday, whole new woman, and it hasn't even been 2 months. Typical. And Juman Kochar says, narcissist parents. Oh, I feel you, honey. I feel you. Let's see. Lots of love from Anum. Good morning, Chelsea. Good morning. Bama says, whoop whoop, talk to me Tuesday. Love it. True, true. I'm whoop whooping about it myself. David Serini says, hi, is anyone here? I'm not sure if bullies are narcissists. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're broken empaths. Jamie B says, has been a long weekend without the support channel. Yeah. And I'm sorry about that. I wanted to come on live yesterday, but it just wasn't possible with my schedule. So I do try to come on every weekday, though, except holidays. Sabrina says, good morning. Good morning, Sabrina. Guardian Wolf, welcome back, says good morning. Smiles for everyone. Hey, Judy. Welcome back, Judy. She says, my joy is back. Happy go lucky. Aw, Nutty Me is back. I love that. That's wonderful. It's great news. Good morning, Dia Stein. Welcome, welcome. Elise says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Elise. Good morning, Barbara. Welcome back. I hope you're feeling better, honey. Sue says, good morning, pet, and good morning to all. Bama says June 1st, National NAR Day. Absolutely. Hey, Heather. Welcome, welcome. Heather Lynn. Waikila Kent says, I can't access SPAN. Have I been kicked out of the group? Not that I'm aware of. You can message our admins about that, or you can message me on Facebook and I'll try to find out for you. Hey, it's Prima One says, I need advice. How do I tell my narcissistic ex that I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do? He won't answer my calls or texts. I caught him cheating, but I need him. Oh, Prima, that's hard. There are legal things that you can do once the baby's born to make him pay for, child support and things like that. Maybe you should call his mom or his dad or somebody else that he cares what they think. That's a possible way to get in touch with him. But I don't think you really need him per se. Maybe you just need help financially, in which case there are legal things you can do. Hey, Kat, welcome, welcome, Kat. Barbara says, yes, it has been a long weekend. Yes, indeed, it has. Alyssa says, Angie, he started throwing things at me this weekend. Oh my gosh. When I was ready to walk, he pulled me back in and held me and apologized. All he does is find excuses about why we can't move forward in our relationship. Yeah, that's what he's going to keep doing as long as you keep letting him do that, Alyssa. Yeah, and I'm sorry about that. Pulling you back in and helping and holding you, is obviously a manipulative move on his part. Yeah. Jamie B says, yay, Judy, I'm so happy to hear that. Can't wait to get myself back to you. You will, honey. Stay with us. You'll get it. Bama says, narcs are just joy sucks. Word to your mama. Just saying. Just say no, she says. Love it. Oops, where'd it go? Okay. Anum says, your videos really helped me understand what I went through and why I went through it. Thank you, girl. You are so welcome. I'm so glad they were helpful for you. Marissa says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, Marissa. How are you? Sue says, bam, fashion. You're practicing my sexy catwalk. Bam, fashion. Yeah. Practicing my sexy catwalk purple already. I can't wait to see it. Love it. Um, Mighty, welcome. Medi, how easy. I'm in Morocco, so good evening. Well, good evening. Good evening. Let's see here. Elise says, I'm so excited for June 1st. I hope we can raise awareness in my country. I hope so too. We can all work together to make it happen. Jamie B says, Alyssa, he's playing games with you. They are the worst. Yep, she's right. She's right. Wakula says, thanks, hon. My pleasure. Good morning, Carlita. How are you? Carlita, as you guys know, is one of my co-authors for my most recent book, along with Jillian and Subaru, who chooses to remain anonymous. Mel says, can't get the video feed to load today. Okay, guys, somebody asked Mel to please refresh her browser. Sometimes it needs to be refreshed. No More Evil. Evil says, had major drama over the weekend, typical on holidays. Yeah, you know what? That's actually very true, typical on holidays. They, narcissists in general, they like to ruin holidays, birthdays, basically anything that's not all about them. They would love to make you miserable so that you can be focused on them instead of whatever you're really trying to do. Yeah, that's common. And I know it's exhausting. The best thing you can do is learn how to gray rock them really hard, or, of course, go no contact when possible. Chelsea says, my ex named his new son the name I picked for our kid if she'd been a boy. Wow. No, I didn't see the post, but that is, you know, I think it's one of those things that they do to hurt us. It's like, here's a lifelong jab for you, and that's terrible, and I'm sorry about that. But you have to try to let go of it, Chelsea, because it's just going to make you feel overwhelmed and upset for nothing that you can't control it. So you just have to take a deep breath and go, I can't control that. I'm going to focus on what I can control, not what I can't. It's always the best way for things like that. It's a big thing, but it's also a thing that doesn't directly affect you unless you let it. Feel me? Sue says, yeah, the throwing thing can escalate quickly. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And that's something that you need to be very careful with. They can take it very far, and sometimes it can become physical abuse. Yeah. Nadia says, good morning. Good morning, Nadia. Welcome back. Bama Babe says, that push pull will make you crazy. Yes, yes, absolutely. That is a, oh my gosh. You know, they'll push pull you in the same breath sometimes. It's exhausting. Yeah. Let's see. Medi says, I've been following you regularly from far away. I'm trying to send my narc girlfriend to hell. Oh, honey. She's probably in hell already if she's a narcissist, but the very best thing you can do is to try to live well without her. That's the best revenge ever. Okay? Know that. All right, let's see here. Guardian says, good morning. Here we are again, Guardian Wolf. I'm not. This is funny that you say this because I always used to say I was knocked up too when I was pregnant, even though I was married, and my husband was really annoyed with me about it. He's like, you're not knocked up. I'm like, yes, I am. Anyway, she says, I'm knocked up also, but I shouldn't have told him because he said he will only love it if there's a DNA test. Yep, that's common. And honestly, if I were you, if you can afford to do it without him, then do it without him. But if you know, it's important for children to have fathers if they can. And I don't want to take away from that, but I want to say that if he's somebody who isn't going to make any effort to be a father, you have things to think about, my friend. Yep. Can you guys hear me okay? I feel like my voice is a little weird today. Good morning, Miladies Gutierrez. She says, good morning, beauties. Let's see. Jamie B says, that's so funny, Bama. I used to call my narc the fun sucker. I like it. Good morning, Rain. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I saw you in my comments before. I'm glad you're here. Bama says, I am too sexy for shirt. I'm too sexy for my shirt. Is that what you meant? June 1st, rock that catwalk. Yes. Yes, indeed. Let's see. Anum says, he asked me to be in contact with him till he gets out of me, then he'll stop contacting. I mean, what? Oh, well, He asked me to be okay. So basically, he wants to be in contact with you till he's done with you, and then he'll stop. I think you have a choice to make there, my friend. Yeah. Marissa says, "Hi, Angie. I told my narcissist yesterday that I was bored and still nothing. I'm keeping my head up and I keep reminding myself that he doesn't care and to move forward." I know, and it's hard. I know it's hard, but it will help you to do this, to keep moving. Yeah. All right. Rain says, "I need your help or have an important question." Well, let me know. Let me know your question. Put it right there in the chat. Let's see what we can do. Okay. Mel says, "Refresh browser." Angie. Oh, thank you, Malta. Thank you. Bama, thank you. Okay. No more evil says, "Bad connection today. I don't know why." Okay. Okay. Let's see. Oh, Rain says, "I look beautiful." Well, no, Annam says, "I look beautiful." Thank you. Thank you. Barbara's okay. Okay. No more evil says, okay. Bam. I like that when you say that. That's so cute, Bam. Okay. Thank you, Malta, for letting Mel know to refresh. Danielle says, "Angie, I have so much anxiety from my ex narcissist. It's been half a year since no contact, and I still have terrible anxiety attacks. I don't know what to do. I don't want to take medication." Danielle, the best thing that you can do is, I mean, I get it with the anxiety. It's horrible. And if they're, it's been half a year. So if you don't want to take medication, Danielle, you're going to have to take the time to do what I call intentional thought management or intentional vibration management. So, whenever you find yourself feeling anxious or nervous or whatever, you have to change your mind. Now, this is hard sometimes. I really understand. Anxiety is a horrible beast. And when we don't have a lot of support outside of ourselves, it can be even more difficult. But one of the things you want to do is practice breathing, practice, we do the four corners technique where you look at the four corners of your screen, follow them clockwise around for 2 minutes. That can help to distract your mind enough from the anxiety to get a better feel for things, get a better vibe going. Sometimes just standing up and moving into a different part of your house or office. Sometimes going outside helps. Just do whatever you can to, sometimes physically removing yourself from wherever you became anxious can simply help. Anything, and somebody else in one of these chats told me a really good one. They said, find things, pick a color and find, 5 or 6 things in the area that are that color. So like if I was going to pick pink, I'd have a lot of places to look in this office. But if I was going to like pick yellow, I might have to look a little harder to find the colors. I mean, they're there, but you know what I'm saying? So if you change your vibe that way by just first distracting yourself and then replacing the anxiety with, "I'm so grateful for these things in my life." Or another thing you can do is when you have a negative thought that begins to cause anxiety, you can tell yourself, "Nope, I now cancel that thought and replace it with this affirmation of my true divine desire." And then say whatever it is you really want and not what you don't want. You've got to stay focused on what you want and not what you don't want. Staying anxious just brings more reasons to be anxious into your life. I hope that, I mean, I know there's a lot more to it than that, but for this format, I'll say that. And I will make some more videos on that in the coming week or weeks. All right. Bama says, "Gray rock face." Yes. Yes, yes. Exactly. Lou says, is it normal behavior for narcissists to deny their children in arguments? Well, I've seen it happen. Depending on, especially if their children are babies or little children and they can't tell for sure that they look like them or whatever. Is it normal behavior? It's not abnormal. I know one narcissist who got 2 women pregnant at the same time. Within a week of each other, they had these babies. And he denies one, but not the other. So the one girl I think they're both 2.5 now, has the same father, looks like almost identical to the other child. And he denies the one and not the one of the mother he wants to be with. And I guess the other one was a one-night stand deal. It wasn't meant to happen, but it happened. And now this poor woman and her poor daughter are struggling without any support from this person because he's being with this other person. But are having 2 children in the same week an ideal situation? Is it? No. But do you have a responsibility as a parent if you do something like that? Yes, I think so. So I think, is it normal? I mean, what's normal? But do they do it? Yes. Have I heard of it before? Yes, often. Yeah. Yeah. Rick Mash, good morning. Welcome back. Says, good morning, Angie. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I always thought how strange it was that every holiday was destroyed for no apparent reason. Absolutely. It's so common. We hear it all the time, don't we? Our narcissists and other people's narcissists, they, they do this to us. They make us feel, yeah, like holidays are terrible. We start to dread them and we don't even want to deal with them a lot of times. Yeah. Chelsea says he doesn't even know. Wait a minute. He doesn't even like the name. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I understand. Okay, Chelsea, give yourself a time limit on this one. Be pissed off about it for a week and then let it go if you need to. Okay. Scream, throw things, write him a nasty letter about it. Don't send it. Just let it get it out of your system. The anger is only helpful when it helps to propel you forward into action. And obviously, there's no action you can take here to change anything. So give yourself an end date on this one, baby. Okay. And then move forward from it. Decide you don't even like the name anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Heidi, hello, Heidi from Minnesota. She says, hello from Minnesota. Thank God the weekend's done. Hi, everyone. You guys, how many of you dread the weekends or dreaded them when you were with a narcissist? This is such a common thing. We, I can't tell you how many weekends I dreaded with a narcissist. Um, yeah, it's common because they basically, you live in hell until they go back to work on Monday, right? Yeah, I know. All right. Barbara says, found out horrible things he has been putting on Facebook about me. That's a smear campaign, honey. Why I can't even see his page? His friend told me about it. Why does he do this? Well, it's a smear campaign. He's trying to make people think that you're the crazy person or you're the bad one so that he looks good and gets sympathy. And, people who don't understand who he is will believe him. And that gives him, he's displaying narcissistic injury in order to get attention. And once he gets the attention he wants, then I'm sure he'll use that against his next supply or potentially you. But the best thing you can do here is, like Bama said earlier, gray rock face him. Don't even act like you know. And if anybody says anything to you about it, just say, well, I'm sorry to hear that he's still struggling with his mental health or something like that. Because clearly you're not a horrible person. Clearly you haven't done the things that he's saying. So I wouldn't overly defend yourself. I would just say, well, it's really too bad that he struggles with mental health. Because if you start trying to do the same thing he's doing, it's only going to become a war of ugly. But if you remain calm and remain cool and collected, they're going to look and see what's really going on. Okay. And if they don't, they're not your people. I mean, they're not people who are really on your side. You feel me? Rain says, my parents called the cops on me. Oh my gosh. Again, this weekend, I have it all recorded. Honey, I'm so sorry. What happened? Do you want to talk about it? Let's see here. Malta says, where's Malta's thing? Malta says to Lou, that's who, they'll deny anything if it suits their case. That's absolutely the truth. Yes. Rain says, they told the police differently, meaning they lied. I'm scared to call them and tell them the truth. Rain, are they physically abusing you, emotionally abusing you? What did they tell the police? I think it's a good idea to call them and tell the truth, but I think you need to make sure that you have a place to be if you're doing that. Okay. Let's see here. Leah says, good morning, beauties. Good morning, Leah. Today is our day. Remember our value. Absolutely. I totally agree. That's important. Remember your value. Yep. Bama says narcissistic people are in hell. They feel nothing and they can't love. I think that's true. They do feel things. They feel things that affect them directly. They feel their own emotions about their own selves and their own situations very strongly. But makes it confusing because, like, if they're psychopathic, obviously they don't. Sociopaths often don't. Narcissists, just straight up narcissists who aren't psychos or socios, tend to feel anger. They tend to feel slighted. They tend to feel like they're missing out on something. They tend to feel like they can do better. Those kinds of things. Do they feel empathy? No. Do they feel love? No. They don't even know what it means. They don't even know what it means. Rain says she has done smear campaigns in my small town. Yep, that's common. Let's see here. Waikula says, Angie, can you tell me where I can look for low cost or free books on narcissistic personality disorder? I went to my local library. No luck, though. Yes, Waikula, go to Amazon.com and get a Kindle app for your phone or tablet or whatever, tons and tons of free and cheap books. I've if you do the, I think it's 9.99 a month Kindle Unlimited thing, all of my books can be read for free on Kindle if you have that. And I do periodically give away books. In fact, I'm getting ready to set up my next one to give away for free. So I'm allowed to give them away for 1 week every month, I think. So I try to keep it going. Yeah. But only at one at a time. It's a whole thing. Anyway. Yep. Malta says, amen to that, Bama. Let's see here. Chelsea says, oh my gosh, Guardian Wolf, mine said the same thing. No joke. Yeah. Rain on Memes says, oh, I already said Rain. I'm scared I won't be believed. I understand that. I do. Um, I understand. Waikula says she hears me. Chelsea hears me. Good. Rain says, thank you. My pleasure. Oops. Okay. Oh, good. No More Evil says, I've been following all your tips on anxiety. Do they help? No More Evil? Are they helpful for you? Okay. Oh, hi, Jamie. Welcome, welcome. Okay, I lost my spot. Hold on, I gotta scroll back up. I don't want to miss anybody. Okay. Wow, I really missed a lot. Okay, here I got it. I found it. Okay. Jamie B says, why have I lately been questioning my decision to leave, even though I know how miserable it was and how horrible he is? Why do our minds do this to us? Oh, girl. Yeah, they do. What happens is that we become nervous in our new lives. We become afraid. We start to doubt ourselves. And the longer we spend away from them, the harder it is to remember all the things they did that made us leave in the first place. So, what you have to do, Jamie B, is I know you've already done a list, haven't you, of all the reasons that you left? If you haven't, do it now. I have a video like 102 things you no longer miss or you no longer have to deal with when you go no contact. That came from a list from Span. I asked the Span members, what are some things you don't have to deal with or you won't have to deal with when you go no contact? And that is an entire list of their answers. So you might start there for some inspiration if it's helpful for you, but make a list of all the things and refer back to it and remember when you need to. Okay. Put it away and don't remember when you don't need to. But when you feel weak, I want you to take a moment and sit down and remember exactly why you left. And then I want you to start to focus on yourself and loving yourself and taking care of yourself and not letting yourself feel alone. It's hard, I know. But you know that if you do go back, you're going to be right back to the same old, and it will be very hard for you. So I know you don't want that. I know you want better for yourself. And I know your son's 18, but I have a 19-year-old, almost 20-year-old son, and I still want him to have better than he could have had there. So keep that in mind and keep your chin up, honey. Stay focused on what you want, not what you don't want. You don't want to be abused. But remember the abuse if you have to stay gone. Does that make sense? Bama says Dracula and Narc combo. Narcula. I love it. And that kind of makes sense because they do kind of suck your energy and your happiness away and the joy. Joy suckers, they are. Yeah. No More Evil. I can't even talk. No More Evil says, have to act nice and spend money on others. I don't think you have to do that. I mean, you could be nice, but I think maybe I missed something there. Lou That's Who says, my ex liked to say our oldest son wasn't his, and he even said that in front of him last month. My poor baby, he's only 11. I have so many things to say about that, but I'm just going to say this. Obviously, he's proven that he's not worthy to be a father, but that's not, unfortunately, an option at this point. So I would sit down your child, I'm sure you've already done it, sit him down and explain what daddy did that was incorrect and why it was not okay. I would even, depending on your son, I mean, my middle son is 13 and is capable of understanding this stuff. So I think maybe at 11, he would be capable as well. Explain to him what you're dealing with and why he's being that way, and explain to him that it's not his fault and that, even though his father has issues, he does love him in his own twisted way, and that you're always going to be there for him no matter what, and just be there for him. That's the best thing you can do. I know that's hard, but at this point, you don't want to talk bad about the father, but you do want to be able to say straight up, this is what he's dealing with, and say it in very as neutrally as you can, explain that it's a personality disorder or however you want to do it within his realm of understanding. But make sure he understands that number one, it's not his fault. Number two, dad's got something wrong with him that makes him act that way. And number three, no matter what, you'll always be there. Those are important points. I hope that's helpful. Let's see here. Judy says, my emotional vampire is starving. Love it. I know that's terrible to say that, but she means energy starved. And it's obvious, supply starved. He's super depressed. I feel bad for him, but I won't get sucked back in and let him suck out my joy. And I've dried out his supply. Well, good for you. Judy, sometimes we have to put ourselves first, and this is definitely one of those times. Yeah. Good morning, Shastina. Welcome, welcome. Jamie B says, I wish I could get my self-esteem and self-confidence back by taking a pill or something. This sucks. I know it does. I know it sucks. And sure, you know what? You could take some kind of a pill that would make you feel less anxious and depressed. But self-esteem, self-confidence, those don't come from a pill, and we all know it. So Jamie B, I want you to start loving yourself. I want you to, you know what? When you go out in the world today or tomorrow, make a point of smiling at everybody who passes you, or at least looking them in the eye and saying hello. If you can smile at people, sometimes they'll be surprised by it. But unless you live in New York, they'll probably smile back. Um, so, make a point of saying hello to people, smiling, doing something different than usual. People in general will smile back at you, will like it. It feels good. Let somebody in front of you in traffic or in line, if you have a big cart full of stuff and somebody behind you only has one item, say, hey, why don't you jump in front of me and get through faster? I always tell people, by the time I'm done unloading my cart, you'll be through there anyway. So little nice things you can do. Random acts of kindness will help with that as well. Do something nice for someone else. What you're doing here, Jamie B, just by being here and being part of this community and supporting people is one step toward positive change. You have to find, you're working on it, you're doing it. You found a little community to work with, you're making efforts and moving in the right direction. So keep your chin up. Remember that you're gorgeous and intelligent and that you don't have to settle for anybody. And if that means that excuse me, my nose is so itchy. If that means that you stay, single for a while, that's okay. Give you time to heal. I would really suggest that you stay single for a while anyway, just to give you time to heal. But also, I want you to have fun. You don't have to be single and hiding it under your covers at home. So maybe it's time for you to get out and do something. Join a bowling league or a softball team or, whatever. Look around your town that you're in now and see what you can do. But excuse me, my nose is so itchy, but start by just saying hello to people and smiling at them when you pass them in the stores or on the streets. I know it sounds silly, but it's a small thing and it does make a difference. Something else I like to do, of course, is I like to do my hair and makeup before I go out in public. I know that's silly, but it does make a difference. It does. Y'all know it does. I was talking to someone about this last night, my friend Bob, and he was saying, and Bob's gay, and he was saying that in the gay community, it's all about looks. And we agreed after talking for a while, it's not just in the gay community, my friend, it's everywhere. We can pretend and we can wish that it wasn't about looks, but going out in public, when you feel good about the way you look, you're always going to feel better all over. So don't go out wearing your sweats and your scrunchies. I mean, let me be honest with you. I know people who can totally rock sweats and scrunchies. I'm just not one of them. So maybe if you're rocking it, you're good. But, feel good about yourself by making small efforts toward changing. Sometimes when I'm depressed, I don't want to put makeup on or do my hair. So when I decide I'm over it, I'll jump in the shower and do makeup and do hair, and I'll suddenly feel a little better. Little things. It's the little things, my friend. All right. Leche por favor says, Leche por favor is funny. I come from a family of narcissists and grew up believing I was Mexican. My grandma's a narcissist, and that was the cool thing for a while. Did Ancestry.com, I'm European 0%. Listen, that's really hilarious because my family told me I was Native American for my whole life. I am not. I did Ancestry. I am not even this much. And I tried to tell them, because I think that some of them get, if some of my grandma's children have darker skin, and I've done the research and I believe it comes from the Greek and Italian little bits that are in there, and also perhaps, well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all European, and I guess one side of my family comes from Russia, but but they were European Jews, so I don't really know that they came from Russia. That's just where they came from before they came here to the States. So, long story. I love DNA stuff. I'm all about it. It's so fascinating. That is funny, Leche. That is funny. Yeah. Um, and they probably won't ever admit it, actually, which is really hilarious. Um, yeah. All right. Rain says, "Do I go to the police to give evidence? I'm scared." Rain, I think that it would be a good idea. I don't know the whole story. I don't know what the lie is. I don't know what they said and did, but I don't think it's a bad idea to go to the police and give evidence if you have it. I mean, certainly not. No More Evil says, "I got called all the bad female names." Yeah, I think we've all been called the names, men and women. Yeah. And I know it doesn't help to know that we've all been called the names, but it should help to know that you're not those things because it's so common. Yeah. Uh, okay. Sue says, "June 1st, cat show, fashion show, span purple, purplish purple." I love her. She's saying for everybody in span, and if you're not in, you can join at queenbeing.com/span, SPAN. Um, it's a really amazing group. Sue's one of our admins, Susan Bruce here, and she does great stuff. And anyway, apparently we're having a cat show and a fashion show. Oh, I guess she means a catwalk show. All right. But I'm not going to be above putting my cat in some purple or something, putting him in there. I don't know. Anyway, okay, let's see. Rain says they told the police it's a complete lie. They said it was my fault again. If you have evidence, then I would take it to the police. I don't understand what they're telling the police about. Rick says, "My narcissist only acts like a mom to our 2-year-old daughter, but around other people or events, I still feel like it's only to show her off and get complaints." My ex did the same thing with my son, my oldest son. He would ignore him at home, but when we were around other people, he would be like, "Look what I made. Look at this child that I made." And in fact, I found out later that for years afterward, he walked around showing the baby pictures that he had of the kid who's now 20 and almost 20. And he was like, "This is my son." And then he talked bad about me and said I took him away, which was not true. I mean, I did move away with him from the house that we were in, but he had rights to visit. And I mean, when they were supervised visits because he was weird and messed up. But he chose not to enact those rights. So, yeah. So I understand that feeling and it sucks. But on the best thing you can do, Rick, especially with your daughter being a girl, is to make sure you don't allow the mother to take her out of your life, because little girls need fathers, and there are statistics about that. That and really good moms can make it happen just fine, and but in some situations when there's no father and there's an unhealthy mother, or an overwhelmed mother, it can be bad for little girls. They're more statistically more likely to become pregnant earlier, to try drugs, to do other things that you don't want your daughter to do. So just be aware of that and make sure you don't let her knock you out of that girl's life. All right. Bama says, "How long do the freaking tremors last in PTSD? It's god awful." That's a tough one. What I have found is that even today, I still struggle with noises, little triggers, right? Like if somebody makes a loud noise, or even being exposed to long periods of like loud music or something like that, I become real edgy and shaky. If there's a sudden loud sound, I will jump and my head might hit the floor if I'm like serious. I mean the ceiling. I'm joking about that, but I jump and it really, my adrenaline comes up. I'm in fight or flight mode immediately. But knowing it and dealing with the symptoms does help. So it's a process. It's a process. Yeah. Nadia says, "It sure was a long weekend. I found some pictures in his phone with another woman looking all happy and making kissy faces. And he got so defensive. She was a model and everyone was doing it." I mean, okay. I wouldn't want to be with somebody that had photos like that in their phone if they were, and I would wonder how much truth there was to all that. I don't know. Leche por favor says, "When people were surprised I was Mexican, I would say leche por favor," which means milk please, I think. Narcissists lie about the most bizarre things. She had also described how hard it was to live with racism when she was a kid. That is interesting. Interesting. Rick Mash says compliments. Damn auto spell. I know what you're talking about, Rick. All right, let's see here. Cindy says listening and reading about narcissism today. First anniversary since divorce was final. Not going to contact. Not going to contact. Good for you. No response is a response. That's right. That's right. No contact is so hard sometimes. Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yes. Sue says that she likes the gratitude exercise for anxiety attacks. So, what she's talking about is whenever, and I do this too myself, and it really, gosh, it really helps, especially when I'm really stressed. If I'm feeling anxious and nervous and scared about something, if I stop myself and I say, okay, I'm going to think of 10 things I'm grateful for right now, and then the 3 things I love about myself, because I like to add that on. I want you guys to do the same thing. Sometimes you can even just take the time to write it down or just sit there and count it on your fingers. I'm so grateful that I woke up this morning. I'm so grateful that I have a home to live in. I'm so grateful that my children are healthy. I'm so grateful for my own health. I'm so grateful that I have a car in the driveway that runs and gets me from A to B. I'm so grateful that I can afford to feed my family. I'm so grateful that, we have grass outside. I'm so grateful for this office I'm sitting in and all the things in it. I'm grateful for my admins and span and I'm grateful for my staff. And, well, there, I just did 10 off the top of my head. You know what I mean? So you can do that anytime, and it truly changes your vibe for the better. When you're vibrating gratitude for the things that you love in your life, you're going to bring more positive things to love in your life. So that's important. And thank you, Sue, for bringing that up. Yeah. Bama says, how to raise your electrical field. Okay, this is good. Listen, people. This is right. She says, sun. Sun is always good. Just use your sunblock if you're as pale as me. Or even if you're not, because skin cancer is real. Okay, moving right along. Sun, music, dance, good fellowship, prayer, exercise, paleo diet, being still, and breathing. She's 100% accurate. Accurate, yes. All of those things are true. I don't know about the paleo diet part, but I do know that eating whole foods, healthy foods, helpful. Melina, my office manager, has done the paleo diet and liked it. I do like, eating fruits, veggies, and lean meats and things like that. I do not recommend going on the Atkins type diet where you just eat a lot of fat and meat and not a lot of other things. If you do it that way, that's unhealthy. But I think the paleo diet, from what I've read, is healthier. I have not tried it myself for any length of time. So officially, but yeah, everything else, I'm totally with you. Leche por favor says, I can't remember where I heard this, but being in these situations can cause health problems. That's true. My ex has been gone a few months now, and my stomach problems are gone. No more pain. Isn't that interesting? Yes, absolutely. Helen Cooling, hiya. Hiya, welcome, welcome. All right, let's see here. Milady says, my narc emailed yesterday saying how much he's realized and loves me. And he's so sorry for all he's done, but I'm so aware now that I can't ever look back. It seems is patterns. It is patterns. Yes. Patterns. Yes. And absolutely not okay. Just know that if your narcissist was abusive to you during your relationship, this is a hoovering maneuver, is what they're doing. The Hoover maneuver. He's trying to suck you back in. Don't fall for it. You can forgive him if you want to, but that doesn't mean you have to forget and continue to be abused. Keep it in your head. All right. Sue says, Bama, you're killing it. Yes, I agree. Milady says, he always does this. See, he says he's realized and changed. I had let my guard down so many times now. I'm awake. I know he's sick and comes back to me to hurt me again is horrible. Yes. Good for you. I'm proud of you for knowing that, because now you can continue to move forward. No contact is your friend. And if you will, if you guys, I can't remember if you guys have kids together, but if you don't, you absolutely have no reason to remain in contact. If you do, then only deal with him about the kids, and only on a very business-like level, like, getting the kids from parent to parent, anything related to the kids business-wise or health-wise, that's it. Yeah, school, that's it. Milady says, oh, wait a minute. Okay, I got that one. Shastina says, there is an app I used that walks you through an anxiety trigger. Oh, oh, listen, this is good information, people. Uh, there's an app she used that walks you through an anxiety trigger and it helps to direct you on different circumstances. It's called Mind Warrior. Be aware. And I want you guys to know, speaking of apps, a company approached me a few weeks ago and offered to make an app for me with my with audio for my videos as well as material for my website. So that's being done, and as soon as it's available, I will be letting you guys know. Yes, yes. Bama says narcs are sex addicts. Many are. That is true. They're She said, poor person having narcissist to get someone pregnant at the same time. Oh, yeah, she's talking about the story that I was telling. Absolutely true. Yeah. It is really shitty, and it's really something that nobody should ever do to their own child, regardless of the person, the mother. When I don't know, I'm one of those people. If I had a child, a baby, and the baby was walking around in the world not knowing me, I would not be okay with that. So I mean, I'm weird. I'm different. I don't understand how people can have children and not want to know them. Yeah. Jamie says, good morning. I had a great weekend, actually. Oh, that's awesome. She says, it's surprising since it was a holiday. Good for you. She said, I'm finally learning to accept the limitations of the emotional vampires in my life. And it's working, I hope. I'm proud of you, Jamie. I'm proud of you. I know that she's been working really hard on that. And so that's really good job. Proud of you. Kate Grace says, thank you. Well, I think she's talking to Jamie, maybe, but I'm sure she means you're welcome to you, Kate. Rusty says, my narcissist uses our daughter as a weapon to stay attached to me. It's been hard and painful. It's like being in prison. We just can't get away and the courts do nothing. That's very difficult. Rusty, the best advice I can offer you is as long as you need to deal with him, keep it gray rock. Don't allow him to see your emotions. If you give him your emotions, he will continue to suck you dry. So stop giving him your emotions and just see him as a business transaction dealing with your daughter. And that's it. Only deal with him regarding your daughter and don't allow him to create emotion in you, at least not emotion that you show him, because that's what he's going for. That's what the supply is all about. You feel me? Yeah. Okay. I'm just about out of time, guys, but I'm going to try to get this wrapped up pretty quick. Let's see. Elise says everybody should let the narcissist starve. At least they would cause no more harm. I woke up a little radical today. I like that. But she's right. If you and I don't want to put it this way, but for those of us who, some people have said they want to get revenge, blah blah blah. The best revenge is always to move forward without them and live well. Don't give them your energy. That's what they want from you, is your energy and your emotion. They literally exist because of it almost. And when you stop giving it to them, they don't continue. Eventually, they don't continue to keep abusing you because they realize it does no good. They don't get what they want out of it. So if typically a narcissist comes at you and screams at you to the point that you start crying, well, next time, just look at them like this and act like you don't care what they're saying. Even if it really bothers you, act like you don't care what they're saying. That's what you do. Yeah. Rain says, if I don't protect myself this time, I will die. I can't do this anymore. They're killing me. Rain, is there any possibility of your moving out of the house? Can you get out of the house? What's going on? I really need more information from you, honey. Bama says they make us feel unlovable. Yes. Not seen, not appreciated. No regard for our emotional needs. Narcissists are demons in the flesh, she says, for real. And I think, if somebody explained it to me in a way that I could agree with that at one point, but do I think narcissists are supernatural? No. Do I think they might all be pod people that came out of the same pod? Maybe. I'm just kidding. But they are also similar. And, talking to one is almost like talking to a brick wall. Even if you think you're getting through, you're not. It's exhausting. Yeah. No More Evil says, they've been following my tips on anxiety. That's good stuff. I hope it's helpful. Jamie B says, I haven't got sad or cried. Do I think it'll hit her later, or is she over it? You may still be in the shock part. Jamie, what I've noticed is that people tend to go through the standard stages of grief up to a point, especially when they've been in a long term relationship like you have. I think it may hit you, but it may not, because I think sometimes we become so clear in our minds that we are done before we leave when it comes to narcissists, that we may not feel the sadness, but you're feeling something. You're going through the depression and anxiety part of it. So maybe you just aren't able to cry or be sad yet, but maybe you're still angry. Maybe you're over it. What I want you to do is keep focusing on yourself and don't make yourself be sad or cry if you don't need to. If you need to, then do it. But I would not. Maybe it'll hit you when you get the divorce papers, or maybe, maybe it won't. Maybe you have already gone through the sad part when you realized what you were dealing with a narcissist. A lot of us, when we recognize it, we go through the devastation before we even leave the narcissist. And I wonder, Jamie, in your case, if that was not the deal. I know that we were speaking here before you actually left, I think. Yeah, we were. And that could be part of it. Yeah. Danielle says to Shastina, I will check it out. Thank you. Okay. Malta says, weekend with narcissist father felt like prison to me. I feel you. I feel you, in response to everyone else's comment. Bama says, my narc called childhood friends and cost me a friend of 30 years by smearing my name. Common. Yes. Yes. Waquilla says, I'm still angry, Miss Angie. My weekends are very depressing because this is how I spent the most time with my narc. How can I finally let go of the anger? Okay, Waquilla, if you're already away from there, from the narcissist, then if you need to use anger to propel you to keep moving forward, then do that. But otherwise, you need to start letting go of it. It's one thing that I recommend to people all the time that really helps. Sit down and handwrite if you can, a letter to the narcissist, and say all the things that you need to say all the cuss words and bad things, and say it like you could never say it in real life to them before because you were scared. Say all the things you feel, and don't worry about anything. Say all the things. When you finish the letter, I want you to make one last paragraph, and I want you to say in that paragraph, and now, even though you don't deserve it, I'm going to forgive you, not for you, but for myself, because anger is toxic to me, and I'm going to let go of it for me. And then wish them well as you can. Sign it, and then decide if you're going to send it. I thought I would send mine when I wrote it, but I didn't need to. After I wrote it and read it back to myself, I burned it. I didn't need to send it. I felt so much relief after just having read it and written it. Just getting it out was helpful for me. Yeah. And some of my clients, when I work with clients, some of them will read me their letters as well, and that helps them to feel better, and then they decide whether to send it or burn it. Honestly, I don't really think there's a purpose to send it, because it's not really for the narcissist, and they don't really deserve to know that you're forgiving them. But you do have to forgive them for yourself, just in order to move forward. It's hard, but I think that's the key most of the time. Yep. Shastina says, Bama, let's coin narcula for our community. Yes, narcula. I like it. Yes, I like it. All right. Helen says, my previous ex accidentally emailed me the other day. We've been split up for over 4 years now. He stalked me for a while. I put that in the blocked and trash bin. Good for you. And Bama says, yes, narcula for our community. I like it. No more evil says to Rusty, my narc husband is doing the same thing to me. Bama says, I appreciate this community. I cut everyone out of my life. I don't trust anyone. That happens to us when we go through this. Sometimes we start to look around and realize we're surrounded. And it's because narcissists are naturally attracted to empaths. It's because we're raised by narcissists a lot of the times. Yeah, for sure. Helen says, the mental health nurse I was working with at the time told me he was a narcissist, but I didn't understand at the time. I do now. Yeah. It's hard to, because you think narcissist, would be somebody that's taking a lot of selfies and be very vain. It's not always the case. Sometimes that's part of it, but that's not always the case. It's not always about that. Some narcissists are very concerned about the way they look. Others don't even take showers. It depends on the type they are. Yeah. Bama says, very isolating after narcissistic abuse. Very hard. Absolutely true. Yeah. Rain says, please someone answer. Rain, I've been trying to answer you, honey. I don't know what you're dealing with exactly. I know that you're dealing with something with your parents, and that you're scared for your life. And you asked if you should go to the police with the evidence, which I think that you should. but we need to know no more. We need to know more information about what you're dealing with. Hey, Tara Miller, welcome, welcome. Says, good morning, Angie. I found since leaving after 10 years, the Dark Knight narcissist stalked me and has people in my family spying on me. Do narcs expose each other by joining forces? Interesting. Do they expose each other sometimes? But generally, I think that you could consider those people flying monkeys who are helping the narcissist do the dirty work. I would personally move away from those people in your life and go no contact with as many as you can, and just minimize contact with those you must stay in contact with. Like if the Dark Knight here is the father of one of your children or something, or some of your children or all of your children, you can't cut them off entirely, but you can, excuse me, but you can go low contact and only deal with them on a non-emotional business like level. Yeah. I think I'm losing my voice, you guys. Bama says they feel jealous. They secretly hate you because they want your life. That's very, very common. Yes. Good morning, Conchetta Bless. Welcome back, honey. Welcome back. All right. Rain says, wait a minute. Rain says, I lost my. Bam, I love your creative ideas. Yes. Um, I lost my spot. Okay. Rain says yes, Angie. Okay. Oh, Malta loves the letter idea. It's very helpful. I'm telling you, it's shockingly therapeutic. Yes. Tara, wait a minute. I totally lost my place. Oh, Angie L, good morning. Welcome back. Bama woke up and put her sassy pants on. I'm just going to keep going from where I'm at, you guys. I'm already 10 minutes over, but I'm going to try to wrap it up here. To Jamie B, I do as well. Just be careful because overthinking, I went straight for aggression. Sure. All right. Oh, wait. Bama says, I want to open up my home to narc abuse victims. That is a great idea, Bama, but you have to be really careful because sometimes we have people who appear to be victims who are actually narcissists. Let's talk about that separately. I love the idea, but you have to be very careful. I really would love the idea of setting up, some sort of shelter that people, excuse me, but it's a process and it costs money. So we have to take time. I've also thought of setting up a network of people across the country who would, help people in need during the times that they need the time, place to sleep for a couple of days or whatever. But that's a whole other ball of wax that needs to be talked about. There are so many legal issues to consider, but if anybody's interested in that, in working on that, let's talk about it in the future because I think that would be really cool. Yeah. Yep. Malta loves the name Bama, the name Narcula as well. Narcula. I like that. Tara says, oh, wait, okay. Bama says, I have a theory on narcissists. All came off the same assembly lines, Terminators. They are all wired the same, dysfunctional from their own trauma, stuck in a time loop of trauma, bad programming. Totally. Yes. That's interesting. Terminators. That's interesting. Yeah. Angie L says, I believe my ex-narcissist and his only bio sister have personality disorders. She shows signs of histrionic and he has NPD. Is it possible to have two different kids with two different personality disorders? Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Yeah. And a messed up parent would definitely affect that significantly. But, nurture versus nature is always the argument here. But I think we've figured out for the most part, NPD tends to be nurture more than nature. You may be predisposed by nature, but and the fact that a lot of people with NBD have, according to studies, they have a thinner part of their brain where the empathy area is. It could indicate something. Psychopaths, same deal. But at the same time, most of them have experienced, as Bama said, their own time loop of trauma. Yeah, that's real. Yeah. Yeah, and Tara says, it's hard work to get out of the loop even without the narcissist. And Jay Meeby says, yeah, I was there for over 4 months detaching while observing and came to terms with what it is. Yep, there you go, girl. That's it. So if you went through the sadness at that point, you may not need to again. Yeah. Bama says, neuroplasticity is cool to research. We can literally rewire our brains through choosing different thoughts and activities. You can rewire your brain. YouTube, fascinating. Yes, absolutely. And I talk about that in my videos sometimes, because you can you can literally rewire your brain to change your life through choosing your own thoughts and activities. That's what I talk about when I say, intentional thought management, intentional vibration management. I've even talked about neuroplasticity in more scientific detail than that. But you can just search my channel if you want to see that stuff, or I'll be making more videos in the future. Um, Malta says mine's going in the shredder though. Oh, the letter. Well, the shredder is a good idea. That's just as good. Yes. Bama says I need to write my letter before we have our narculus session, Angie. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Thick perimeters of use during the convo. Yeah, Bama, and that is something you and I will correspond about before we do that session, and reach out to her and try to set that all up. Yeah. Rain says it's the same. It's in the same cluster beast. That's right. That's right. The two personality, histrionic and NPD. Yes. Shastina says to Jay, maybe it took me 5 years to come to terms with the fact that Narcula was NPD. It's hard. It's hard, especially because they are so good about making us believe things, Rusty says, I wrote about it in my blog and stated, I forgive the actions, but I have no interest in continuing a relationship with them. Is super helpful. Yeah. I personally have literally blogged through like every bad thing in my life, including when I lost weight, when I lost 100 pounds. I did that a lot through blogging and group support. Yeah. Online. Totally. Yeah. Yep. Let's see here. Jamie says she's definitely going to look that up, Tara. And Tara says they might try again if they know you forgive them, sucking arcs. Right. That's why you don't send them the letter if you don't need to. Absolutely. It's not, I don't feel like they deserve to know they're forgiven. I don't think so. I think we deserve to know it just because it helps us to move forward in our lives and get rid of that toxic poison that is them. Because why should we continue to feel miserable because of someone who isn't worth our energy, someone who we've left or that has left us? Get them out of your heart, get them out of your head. And this is one way to do it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Bama Babe says we need Narcula shirts. Wonder Woman punching out a narc. Bam! I love that. You know what? I've got a really good artist that I worked with recently for my new logo, and I might talk to him about setting something like that up for me. But I'll have to be careful with the characters. They may just have to be different characters, but I like the idea. It's cute. Rain says, Bam, my narc mother called my childhood friends as well, and then my neighbors. Yeah, they're crazy. That's a smear campaign. That's outrageous and unacceptable. I think I might need to do another video on smear campaigns. Malta says, I'm not sure if I want to call it forgiveness, situational, but calling him 4-letter words sounded like good therapy. Yep, it does. It helps, because you were maybe never allowed to do that before. And sometimes just telling them exactly what you think of them is very therapeutic. But then doing the forgiveness part is not for them. It's for you. You understand. It's about getting the poison out of your heart, out of your life. Yeah. Tara said she'd get a shirt. Jamie says, oh my gosh, Shastina, you mean you stayed with him 5 years after you knew what he was? It's hard to get away sometimes. We all know this, especially when we have little children and stuff like that. So yeah, I feel bad, but I'll tell you something. And I think I'm going to say this and I'm going to have to wrap up because I'm now 17 minutes over. But I love you guys so much. I would sit here with you all day if I could. I just want to say this. When we are with a narcissist and we realize who they are, if we have children, if we have all this other stuff happening, sometimes it's hard for us to stand up and leave. But when we finally do it, we wish, why hadn't we done it before? But I don't want anyone to beat themselves up about that. I want you guys to stay focused on moving forward, being healthy, being happy. And yes. And I want to say, Bama says, yes, I am a supernova empath. Oh, the shit I can do with energy. Just saying. I can dig that. Yeah. Medi has gone no contact for 2 months. I'm really changing. I really have to go. I'm so sorry, you guys. Colleen, where do you live? I'm coming. Is Colleen here? I didn't even see her. Hey, Colleen. Okay, you guys, I'm so sorry. There's Colleen. She says, you're always welcome. Rain on meme. I'm in Canada, Fredericton, Canada. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. On and off I did with 3 kids. That's how I came up with nargila. See, that's why, Shastina. That's why. It's hard to leave with 3 kids. It's hard to leave with 1 kid sometimes. Yeah, but yeah. I like the new word too, Judy. I like it too. Yes, we have another session at 1 today. Okay, guys. That's right. So don't forget, another session at 1 today. Today's Talk to Me Tuesday, so I'll be on at 1 p.m. Central. Um, have a good day, Wally. Thank you. I didn't even see you yet. Narcula is a new word. Okay. Thank you, Bama. My pleasure. I will see you guys today at 1 p.m. Central. Remember, subscribe here if you want, and hit the bell notification to be notified. You can also text Angie Live, all one word, ANGIELIVE, to 33222, and then you can get a text message 5 minutes before I go live. Malta says, thanks, Angie. Have a great morning. And don't forget to talk to me Tuesdays at 1 p.m. today, Central Time. Bama Babe, love the shirt idea. Right on. Angie, I'll have the best day ever. Yes. Bye-bye, Arlene. It was good to see you. Colleen, hugs and love, honey. Hugs and love, Angie. Hugs and love, Rain, Malta, Shastina, Colleen. I already said Colleen about 17 times. Bama, Jamie V, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Malta, did I already say you? I want to say everybody's name, but I'm just like, anyway, all 56 of you, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I will see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Thank you. Courtney is here too. Shastina, I'm happy about the shirt. Made my day. Love it. Rain says, thanks, Bama. Okay, wrap it up, guys. Big hugs and love. I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful, bye, Jamie. Talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Thanks. See you soon. Now I'm going to like X out of this box right here. Okay, guys, see you later.